Hello, StarkNet family. Welcome back to the Star Cafe. I'm Nurstar, your personal Star barista, and once again, we are ready to serve you with some very special StarkNet content. So, guys, I hope you're starting the week in the best way possible, and today we'll help you out with that as we'll be diving deep into the StarkNet products that are being developed by Grindlabs, which is a dApp factory incubated by Lambda Class, one of the most active infrastructure players on StarkNet, known for its pivotal role in shipping the Quantum Leap upgrade, the Cairo VM in Rust and in Go, StarkNet in Rust, the Star Compass Explorer, and much, much more. But getting back to Grindlabs, they have been working on different products using a fun acronym, as you could have noticed. So YAB, Yet Another Bridge, YAW, Yet Another Wallet, and especially YAS, Yet Another Swap, will be the topics that we'll be touching during this Star Cafe, together with their founder, RJ. So let's welcome him. Hey, RJ, welcome to the Star Cafe.
Hi, no, sir. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to tell you more about Grindlabs and all the work we have been doing in the past weeks.
Awesome, RJ. It's amazing to have you here at the Star Cafe. So yeah, let's get it started. So RJ, seeing that Grindlabs and its products are a relatively new reality on StarkNet, despite the fact of being incubated by Lambda Class. But yeah, it would be great if you could share with us how and why Grindlabs was born and what is its mission on StarkNet. Obviously, RJ, feel free to start with a brief introduction about yourself as well.
Yeah, thank you. So, well, I'm RJ or Roberto, whatever is easier. People usually in Starnet call me RJ, and especially in Lambda class. So, I'm almost a software engineer. I have been studying software engineering in Argentina for the last 6 years, more or less. I'm supposed to finish in a couple of months, or next month, hopefully. And I have been working in the last year in Lambda class, helping build critical infrastructure and learning a lot from some great engineers in Lambda class. And I usually tell everyone that I'm a crypto native. Due to capital controls in Argentina, I found out very early on my financial roadmap about Bitcoin because I needed a way to avoid capital control in Argentina to buy a video game. So when I finished high school, I found out about Bitcoin and I fell in love with it. And then with Ethereum, and ever since it was my main obsession. And when I joined Lambda, I talked with Fede, and one of the things we discussed is that at one moment I wanted to start my own company, mainly to building crypto because I would like to offer certain products and tools for people that are native, internet natives to access new financial assets. Because I use crypto a lot, I'm very opinionated, and I want to build certain products that are very different from what we see usually in crypto. And especially, I believe the best place to do so is in StarkNet because the infrastructure is built for the future of Ethereum, and there are some really nice features and advantages we can get from using StarkNet, mainly due to being a secret rollup. But yes, that's what we have been up to. And Grindlabs will always focus on building the best products available for internet natives, starting in StarkNet and specifically to solve very pragmatic problems that the ecosystem has today. One of them is an AMM, the other one is the bridge, and in the future a wallet, as you mentioned. But every single one of them is designed to solve specific issues we see.
Very well, RJ. What an inspiring background. And yeah, it was also very nice to hear that also you're another very talented builder and founder coming from Argentina, and also the challenges that you face as Argentinians in the economics and in the state related financial situations helped creating and motivating a lot of people like you to build their own crypto companies. And yeah, that's the other face of the coin, the most welcoming one. And anyway, as far as I understood from the documentation around yet another swap and yet another bridge and wallet, and also I understood from an illustration that I found on the YAS X account that the listeners can also see in the comment section. And I saw that the products being developed by Grindlabs follow a principle of complete vertical integration. And I wanted to know, what does this principle consist of, and how are you putting it into practice?
Yes, so the idea with vertical integration is to find a way to actually build a company and products that are sustainable for the future. We mainly see in crypto teams that build very specific products or protocols, and they just build it for the sake of the protocol with one token, and then there's no like consistent iteration or improvement, right? I believe there are a few teams that don't do that. For example, we can take Binance to build an exchange, and then later on they build their own chain. Or for example, the team behind Gnosis Chain that also built CowSwap, Gnosis Safe, and many other products that actually improve a lot the whole crypto industry. And with complete vertical integration, what we mean is, how can we offer these protocols and products in one complete package, and what advantages could we get from that? And I believe the advantages we will get are not only for the company, but also for users. Why? Because when we interact on chain, it's very difficult to have some sort of reward programs or loyalty programs that are very useful or normal in fintechs or in exchanges, right? But if we offer a wallet and the complete backend that are all integrated by the same ecosystem and community, we can have more like a robust ecosystem of applications where the logic and the reward system we get is more sticky for users. And we can also offer a better UX, because the same team behind the wallet is the same people who are thinking about the problem of trading, for example, or the problem of bridging or onboarding users to the wallet. I also think that something that is really important is for organizations to learn and gain a lot of knowledge. And in order to do so, I believe we should have a full stack understanding of the ecosystem and applications. And I believe this is the best way to learn more and try to iterate on this idea. It's completely different from what most teams do in crypto, but I believe now it's really clear that what actually matters to build a sustainable business is the front end and the deal flow of users. And that also gives you the tool to build better products for the user itself. For example, CowSwap is building a great product and innovating a lot because they get the deals directly from their users. And this way you can control and actually improve the experience for them, and also make it safer.
Absolutely. Very, very interesting. And it would also be great if we can end this point, these introductory points, by also introducing a YAB, yet another bridge, that obviously as a bridge and its onboarding nature, it would be the best product to start our journey about the suite of products by Grindlabs. So tell us a bit how yet another bridge, how are you building it?
Yes, so I believe it's probably the most interesting product we have because it's very unique in the Starnet ecosystem. The way we thought about this was mainly, what problems do we have as a community, and also as a product in itself, if we want to offer users a really good experience in Starnet. And one of the problems we realized is there was, like, the options we have today in Starnet to onboard users are very limited, and most of them are not as secure as they seem, right? Mainly because some other bridge options rely on third parties and they are not trustless. So what we thought is, okay, what is the most simple problem we can solve at first for a bridge? And the most simple problem in itself is fast withdrawals. You have to wait almost 24 hours in Starknet or any and more or less it's the same for every single secret rollup for the finality to kick in. So you need to wait 24 hours to receive your assets on L1. And for a rollup, it's really important to allow users to freely move their assets from the rollup to the L1 in itself, and in the future to other rollups as well. So what we thought is, okay, how can we offer something that is safe and fast with the best technology available today in StarkNet? And YAB is a bridge that is not going to be a lock and mint bridge. It's what it's called usually. It's called liquidity layer. So basically, what we do is we have a user that wants to withdraw from StarkNet to Ethereum. What they are actually doing, from our point of view, from other bridges' point of view, is the user is selling the asset on StarkNet for the same asset on Ethereum. And our solution is, how can we sell that asset to the user where they can trust us that we will pay them, and the money that they are giving will only be received by the third party in the middle if the payment was done. So what we're doing is leveraging Herodotus' great technology of storage proofs to prove that a market maker in the middle is giving an advance on the bridge to the user, and then proving that transfer was made and withdrawing the money from an escrow contract. This way, the user can trust the market maker, because the market maker will only be able to withdraw the money from an escrow contract if they fulfill the user's order, and the market maker can be sure that the user is not scamming them, because the money is deposited in an intermediary escrow contract for a short period of time. This is also very capital efficient, because you only need money for the volume for the short period of activity that we see on the bridge. And in the future, this protocol can be extended so anyone can participate and be a market maker. And with the same design in mind, we can extend this system to work with other L2s and offer a super fast and secure solution for bridging.
It sounds very innovative, and I also remember that storage proofs by Herodotus also play a role in this infrastructure. Am I right?
Yes, exactly. So what we are proving with the bridge is that the market maker sent the amount the user wanted to bridge to their Ethereum account. So basically, on the L1, what we see is one ETH transfer from the market maker to the user. And we're using Herodotus to prove that that transaction was done. And storage proofs are really good technology for this, because they're an efficient and really secure way to prove that the data or an event happened on Ethereum, and their technology is very, very robust, and they already built the whole infrastructure, and we just have to focus on building the application. We did some experiments with L1 to L2 messaging system that we could use, but the main problem we found is that storage proofs will allow us to offer a way more cost-efficient solution in gas terms. That is really important to offer the best prices possible for a user. We studied almost every bridge in the ecosystem, and the best solutions that are out there today are the ones who their design offers the very gas efficient solution. So we are prioritizing that, and that's why storage proofs are great. Are the best technology we can use right now.
Absolutely. And RJ, before finally landing on the main topic of today's Star Cafe, which is the Yet Another Swap AMM, let's also hear some words about another crucial piece of DApp infrastructure that is being developed by Grindlabs. And I'm speaking about YAW, Yet Another Wallet. So tell us a bit about it. I know that it is still on a very experimental phase, but yeah, we're curious.
Yes. So the idea with a wallet is, as I mentioned, in the long term, what we want to offer is a full vertical integration and the best front end that you can offer to a user to simplify everything is a great wallet. Right now, what we have is a plugin wallet that is connected to Starknet. We believe in the next couple of weeks we can make it open source. We need to make the code way cleaner and structure it a little better, so others can read what we are actually doing. The idea is to start on a browser, but in the future move to mobile. We are sure the future of crypto is mobile, and the best way to do so is to start with a very simple wallet in the browser, so we can iterate very fast and test the applications and this idea of the full vertical integration. And once that's that experimentation and we solve some key problems for the users, we can move to a second phase of mobile. But that will take a couple of months. We're building many things, but all of them will fit together through the wallet in the future. But we do believe by having the browser wallet at first will allow us to start experimenting with this reward system I mentioned, where, for example, users will have a referral program for onboarding others to the wallet, and that will be contributing for every activity that happens on the other applications as well. And we can test a few loyalty point systems we're looking for to maybe offer discounts or free uses of the application itself. So the wallet will be the user experimentation layer.
Well understood. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the future developments around Yet Another Wallets, and also its mobile version, and also this kind of incentives that you've been thinking about in order to spread its adoption. And however, it is now time to speak about YAS, Yet Another Swap, in details. And even though we could end up repeating some of the points that you shared while you were explaining the vision of Grindlabs, what kind of new approach does Yet Another Swap want to bring on Starknet when it comes to AMMs and concentrated liquidity?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things to take into account regarding what we are thinking about the future of YAS. The first one is, as you mentioned, is a concentrated liquidity MMM. That is great because you can offer better prices with less liquidity, but at the same time, it also introduces a new complexity layer for passive liquidity providers, right? And one of the problems that we have is that at first, in my opinion, Starknet will be bootstrapped by retail money, right? The liquidity will be mostly users who are the first ones to take the risk into being in a new layer, right? So what we are thinking a lot about is how can we start from the start offering vault systems so it's easy and secure for users to start providing liquidity. We believe at first we will only focus on mainly free pairs. I mean, it will be permissionless; everyone can create the pairs the pairs they want, but we will offer vaults for the free main pairs that the people trade in Starknet. That is stablecoins, Ethereum USDC, and also some liquid staking tokens. We are going to focus a lot the product on how to make a really good experience for liquidity providers. I believe that's lacking a lot in Starknet today. And in the future, regarding more like the backend of the system and the design of the protocol, we are going to experiment in the next couple of weeks with a singleton system to test a few ideas. We are always going to take the most pragmatic approach, meaning we're going to test stuff, see the results, and see if that makes sense or not to introduce it to the system. Why? Because I don't want to introduce new complexity without having a good argument for it. I know there's some great experimentations going on in other AMMs, not only Starknet, but also in Ethereum. One of the teams I really admire is Ambient Finance. They have great ideas for passive liquidity providers. but we have to solve one problem at a time. And that's one of the things that we are going to do completely different from other crypto teams. We believe this is the best solution right now is to offer something that is robust and already working in our ecosystem, and it's still working very well in other ecosystems. If you see Uniswap in other Uniswap B3 model in other ecosystems is doing really well and is still very dominant. And also an ecosystem that is very new with a new language and a brand new infrastructure, introducing something that is very familiar for users and liquidity providers is a good idea at first. Why? Because the surface area of screwing up is smaller, and people who will interact with the network will have to understand or learn a lot about how Starnet in itself works, and this will be very familiar for them.
Very fascinating vision, RJ. And which are the most characterizing tech features of Yet Another Swap? You mentioned the singleton contracts. And so, in fact, my question was like, are you going to deal with singleton contracts and patterns? And maybe if you could elaborate a bit further on that for the devs who are listening to us.
Yes, we are going to experiment on an idea. We need to test it first. Right now, what we are doing is migrating all of the tests that Uniswap has, so we can check that the behavior is the correct one. That will take us a time for a few reasons. Mainly, we are the only open source concentrated liquidity AMM in Starknet. That is great for users and for developers, but at the same time, that means we need to be 100 times more careful with security than other teams, because our code is exposed. But in the long term, I believe that's the best approach to building a product, especially in crypto. So why do I mention this? Because the singleton contract will be one of the things we optimize and test in the next couple of weeks, but it's not something we are prioritizing now. Right now, our main priority is to make sure that the protocol works as it should. Once that's done, we are going to test a few optimizations. I believe the singleton is an optimization. It's not a 0-to-1 feature. It's really good because you can do some what's it called, flash accounting. I believe that's the term they invented to in all the calculations of the transfers at the last minute, optimizing how many ERC20 transfers the contract has to do. At the same time, one of the things we studied is that most of the trades that happen are not multiple, because Starnet right now doesn't have too many pools and assets to trade. So the singleton architecture will be only introduced in mainnet if we test it and we see that it actually improves the experience and the whole protocol design. But we are going to test it. The other things that we'll introduce from the start is some side protocols that will improve the main core protocol. And that's why we're going to do some sort of yield aggregators on top of YAS. We're already speaking with a few people that are interested in building this with us. If anyone else wants to participate, we're more than open to talk with them. One of the things we want to do is open YAS for others to build on top of it, because we have a great developer community around us, especially by being part of the Lambda class family. And the other things we are doing is trying to improve the product from the front-end side to offer really good experience for liquidity providers for YAS. So they can have the best information available and a really good and easy way to not screw up in a very complicated protocol.
Absolutely, yeah. Security always comes first, and I'm confident that thanks to the great work that your team is doing, your code will be safer by the day and in the coming months. And speaking about the future, as we transition to the final part of our StarCafe, we're curious to know, like, the current state of YAS is that, as far as I understood, there's like the code is available on testnet, right? So everybody can deploy a contract. Can use the protocol on testnet by the code, right? There is no user interface, so to speak, right?
Yeah, exactly. We do have an MVP for the front end. We didn't publish it because we are organizing some sort of experience for early testnet users, and we want to do some sort of like an invitation program for us to start testing it, so we can have really reliable feedback, and also start building a very like small but very active community at first. We want them to be part of this, and for that we need to work on some like more normal Web 2 experience for them. We are looking at quests and some other systems, other starting applications have been building, and I don't want to introduce the front end and allow users to just swap there without having them having any feedback or any particular experience for them to actually be incentivized to try it and have some fun doing so. Yeah, so that will take some time, not because of the front end in itself, but for the design of this experience we are looking for.
Yeah, that's great, and I like the approach that you're doing. That you're basically encouraging also like people who don't have developers who don't have a lot of experience with Web3 to have a look at it, so they are incentivized to play with it, and maybe that's a way also to make them get patient about the tech and dive deeper on it. So that's great. And do you also have some more details about the roadmap of YAS? Obviously, you already shared some of it, but I don't know if you have some additional points that you would like to add on it.
Yes, so we are looking at a very exciting couple of months ahead, mainly for two reasons. One of them is we're moving fast not only in YAS but also in the bridge. We should be able to have something on testnet by the end of this week. We were in a phase of experimenting a lot with the bridge, and now we have a really concrete plan for the architecture I mentioned, and we'll be sharing more information publicly soon. We have the design we want, and we are pretty confident that it's a really good design, and we already have a roadmap for how to build it as an open protocol for the future. And we are going to open the discussion with the community so others can give us feedback on the design in itself, and also have some actual code. One of the things I learned in Lambda is not only you have to write the design in itself, but you have to code it. If you don't code it and you don't try it, you're not sure if the architecture is the correct one or not. So that's the path we're taking. We'll introduce the design in the public with also some testnet application. And for YAS in itself, we after Istanbul we will have the front end public, so others can try it. And we will also the front end will not only be the swapping itself, but also the liquidity providing. It will be very basic, but it will be very helpful for the community to give us feedback. And we are aiming to be in some sort of alpha in mainnet by December. But before that, we need to finish some optimizations that we are going to do in the next couple of weeks and finish the testing. Once we have every single test that we actually need, we are going to be a little more confident on the security. Cairo is a very brand new language, so we are also working and maybe collaborating with others on some security standards and how to use some security tools are in other languages to start introducing them into Cairo and some good security practices. Because I repeat, we are the only open source protocol, concentrated liquidity AMM. So we are taking that very seriously. But for the community, just to make it very clear, we are going to share this week the bridge, and we are aiming for, after Istanbul, public testnet front end with this full experience I mentioned. And the goal is to be by the end of the year in alpha mainnet for YAS, and hopefully, if things go well with the storage proofs, we'll be live for the bridge as well.
That's very exciting, and hopefully you'll be able to deliver, a mainnet gift to the, to be put under the Christmas trees of your community, and so looking forward to it. And let's switch also a bit towards the community side. I saw that your community is growing stronger by the day, and it is very vibrant. And I wanted to know your initiatives on the community side. And I also saw there was a fun meme competition recently, so I'm curious about it.
Yes, so the meme competition was really really fun. We want to offer more of that in the future for our community and for others community in the design ecosystem. One of the things we want to do is to make it fun. We noticed that a lot of what happened in the bear market is a lot of the crypto communities turn very pessimistic, and also the people forget to have a laugh. And one of the ideas with the names and that we have for the community is to be a little silly. And we are very serious in the engineering side, but we want to be more casual and silly and also edgy from the marketing and the community activities. The community building is something that we are trying to improve a lot because we started very fast. We started to build the application very fast, and we need to find a more structured way to be consistent with the community. And we are going to do more meme competitions, not only meme competitions, but maybe try to work on ways to have fun with them. If anyone has any ideas that we can try, we are more than open to hear it. One of the things we want to do is also build some small side projects with the community to have fun. For example, we're building a full NFT mint on chain in Starknet. Why? There's no why. The idea is to try something and test the limits of the L2, and we want to build stuff to fuck around, right? That's the one of the phrases we like is fuck around to find out, and I believe we should build and try to break things with our community. And the whole idea is to propose more of these competitions and ways for them to interact with us.
Very cool, RJ. And how can people learn more about Yet Another Swap and also the other Yet Another products, and how can they actively contribute to it?
Yeah, so you can join our Telegram groups. The biggest one, we are going to concentrate everything in one Telegram group right now because we had it very fragmented. The main Telegram group is the Yet Another Swap Telegram group. The way we are going to interact is from there, and in the future in a Discord. But for that, we need to wait a couple of more weeks because we need to have a better structure to offer you a community place where we actually interact. We don't want to expand to too many channels without having the correct infrastructure to answer your questions and to have you to participate with us. But mainly the Telegram group, and in Twitter we are Yet Another Swap, or you can find my Twitter, and we will try to be very active in social media. And also, if you guys are going to Dev Connect in Istanbul, we are going to be there. We are going to have a few stickers. One of them are very unique. So hit us up if you're going there. We would love to meet you.
That's awesome. And some resources can also be found on the comment section of this Twitter space or on the description of the YouTube recording that will be uploaded on YouTube within a week. And I posted some tweets about Yet Another Swap, about the bridge, and also I also posted the Telegram group. So feel free to have a look at that. Having said that, yeah, I wanted to say thank you to all the listeners who have come here, to have taken some of their very precious time to be with us today and to learn more about yet another product scene, yet another dub scene with our friend RJ. So yeah, let's shout out to Exodus, to Mart, to Vince, to Kodawari, to Carlos, to Big Sense, to Kolo, to Joseph, to Julian, to Amjad, to Musa, and to Wizard. Thanks a lot for coming, guys. And obviously, a big thank you goes to RJ as well for coming here and to share a lot of information and spoilers about yet another swap. Thanks a lot, RJ.
Thank you, Nurstar. See you guys out there.
Thanks a lot, RJ. Looking forward to having you back at the Star Cafe very soon. And so, guys, it's time to close. Remember to share the StarkNet vibe and see you next time. Bye, guys. Take care. See you.